Rise ye Ashen, tarnished, chosen, undead, and welcome Souls fans, new and loyal, to the next installment of your Elden Ring Platinum All Achievements Easy to Follow guide. So in the last video we completed Fort Farith. We also, more importantly, well not more importantly, but equally importantly, we defeated the giant dragon here to get our level up game going pretty strong. So here we are. Now, the 30 Vigour is because in Fort Farah we got Radagon's Score Seal, so if I take that off you'll see on the right Vigour is now 25. By putting that on we get plus 5 Vigour, Endurance, Strength, Dexterity. We're going to leave that on until we get later in the game when the extra damage we take is significant compared to the health we gain from it. So for now it makes sense to keep it on. Onward we go. So we're going to jump over this firewall on Torrent, and we're going to head over to this big grey nub over here. And you're going to see there is a spirit spring. So drop down, and then jump up. And we're going to pick up some goodies. Smithing Stone 7, very nice. 2 of those, a Stone Sword Key, and a Smithing Stone 8. All good things that are going to help us up our katana. So that's going to be our Magic Uchi Katana, gets upgraded with Smithing Stones. And in this video we're going to pick up the Moonveil, which we're going to upgrade with Somber Smithing Stones. And then later on we're going to get our replacement staff, which will also use Somber. Right. Airlift back down. And now we're going to go southeast. And start to hug this wall. We're going to ignore that item, ignore that enemy, and we're going to hit the illusionary wall over here. Let's pop on our torch, grab this grace and rest. And now we're going to head out. The rest helps de-aggro him, so we get a bit longer before he starts casting. Torrent. And we're just going to horse away. Pretty much straight line. We're heading for that church you can see in the distance over there. Now, you may get aggro from a giant bird, so the most important thing here is to grab the grace within the church. Make sure you get that first, and then have a rest if you can, just in case anything is pursuing. Lovely. And what we want here is to pick up this sacred tear. We're going to ignore the NPC, and we're now going to travel back to the Rotview balcony. So yeah, that NPC has a full quest line. You heal her up, you are able to summon her against 1 or 2 of the bosses. However, it's a long way out of our way, so we're not going to bother with that. Right, we're going to set our beacon at this tunnel here, just above it. We're going to pick up some runes from a graveyard that's up here along the way. First things first, we need to head northeast, as we need to get down first before we can start heading towards that beacon. So just follow the cliff edge, and eventually we'll get to a point where we can safely drop down. We are going to try our best to not aggro any of the giant birds. Don't worry too much if you do. You should be able to outsprint their aggro range. And you can see up there the graveyard. So there are these rot slimes around, so just be mindful, keep your eyes out. There's not too many runes on this one. I'm going to ride to my beacon to turn that off. Drop down. And then here you'll notice that there are some human guards. We're going to rock their world. And we can drop down and enter the tunnel. Gael Tunnel. So there's an enemy to the left and this enemy to the right. So we're going to sneak up and backstab this one to the right. Kick him over. He'll die to fall damage. So I didn't get a full charge on him, which is why I didn't get the stun. But if I didn't let go and attack him, he was going to attack me first. So with them defeated, we're going to drop to the left. Drop again. Grab Somber 2. Putting my lantern on so I can just see a little bit better. Continue on this left path going clockwise. There's the one that we kicked off the ledge. And here's our Grace. At the Grace, use the Sacred Tear that we picked up. That's going to increase the amount that we gain from our flasks when we drink them. And now a bit of stealth mode. Yeah. So there's 2 more knights here. Shield. Over here for an octopi or octopus. We're about to see multiple octopi. Also, I don't need the gold pickle foulfoot. I do want my wondrous physic. Come over here, grab smithing 4, and this tunnel is where we have multiple octopi. Now, you do not want to go charging in, as there is a giant one. So what we want to do is we want to... Oh no, the big ones come down anyway. It's a big boy. So, just keeping my distance. go. So octopus, they drop these strips of flesh and ovaries. We do not need them, so you are welcome to pick them up. We've got the Cross Naginata, Somber 4 more importantly, and why we kind of came in here. Grab these Silver Fireflies and a Smithing 4. So yeah, all about collecting our materials at the moment. Grab Gold Rune 5. So careful, the ones with the backpacks and the lantern, they use a fire attack. Kind of a flamethrower. But with the 5 flasks, we should have more than enough to be able to magic our way through. And as you can see, I'm just keeping back. And we want to grab more smithing 4s. So the somber stones, you only need 1 of each level to upgrade. Smithing, you need multiple. And there is a gold pickle-fouled foot over here. That is all of the items, yes. So there is one more enemy down below, so it is in our best interest to defeat this guy. And then, there you go, you can just see him down there. Not going to be able to get the plunge, sadly. So I'm just going to slide down instead. Smithing 4. Grace Mimic. And just some more consumable crystals. Glintstone Scrap, not that I ever use those because we have magic. Right. Clear the lower area. Onward we go. Now, do not go through the double yet. Go through the single door first, after you grab a cheeky smithing 4. And you're going to see our good friend Alexander.
Oh, the esteem. This was supposed going on. Well, gosh. Into the festival. Doesn't the...
Yep. Exhaust this dialogue. Should just be 2 rounds of speech. Grab a smithing stone. And grab this grace. Okay, so this fight for our Moonveil, the lava worm, may take you a few attempts. Rock Sling is definitely your friend here. It's going to get staggers on him. So we're going to go in, we're going to summon the dogs, and we're going to start slinging rocks. So, there's the dogs. Ow. Getting stuck. in a corner, not the plan, and I'm dead. Interesting. So normally I roll to the left and I've never been stuck and everything's fine. Apologies, viewers, but just a sign. Just a way of showing that, you know, it's one of those things. It happens. It's going to happen a few times on your run. Just try not to dwell on it too much if it does. Try and collect your runes. There we go. Once the doggos have taken that initial aggro, we're just going to begin Operation Rocks. Keep as much distance between you and him as possible. And normally 3 sets of rocks to the head is enough to get a stagger off. As I say, if you're unlucky, it may take you a few attempts to beat him. But we really want this weapon, and then we can start defeating much easier parts of the game. There we go, that's what's supposed to be. Ow! That's my bad. First, and magic. Oh, that was a good bit of distance for me! Health. Ow. Wasted. Health. I said health. Thank you. Right, that's a block opportunity. Another. Oh no, we're so close, Drew. No! Don't get stuck this time. Don't get stuck this time. No. One more rock. Come on. There we go. Distance and rocks. Dragonheart and our Moonveil. Simple. Sorry, that is one of the harder fights that you're going to have to do in the early game, but we want to make sure we have all of our equipment. Level up, and you can get a level into Int to get it to 24. Equipment. Gonna double check at this point. I think our Uchi +2 is better. What did he say? Yeah. Pop Moonveil on your offhand. You'll notice in the bottom right we're still on medium load. And speaking of fights that might take you a few attempts, we are now going to head back to the Roundtable Hold, where we're going to get invaded. So, to do that, you have 2 options. You either go to the very bottom left corner of your map, or if you press triangle and just go to the far left in the top menu, you can always get to it that way. It's the only grace in the Roundtable Hold. So what I like to do here, 2-hand the magic Uchi and charge Carrying Grounder as much as you can. He let me get a whole triple charge there, so that was good. And there we go. So magic isn't worth doing against him. Dual wielding, he just attacks you through it. whereas the charge attack from Carrion Grander is really good. So you get the Clinging Bone, and now we're going to head over to Hugh.
Well, I took you for dead. No matter, it's all as lay out your arms.
And you're going to sell. You're going to sell all your runes to him. Everything you got. Much quicker than using them. You get the same amount for selling them that you do as popping them. So once you've sold that, you're now going to upgrade your Moonveil to +4. So now we should be in a position where the Moonveil is better than the Magic Uchi. So by swapping that, it's going to automatically swap the two around. Head over to Rodrika.
Good to see you. I have you to thank. I can happily and I'm as you. But and if the, well, I serve Rodrika.
Spirit Tuning, Skeletal Militiaman, level those up to +1. And I'm now going to switch to those as my summon for now. Purely because they have the chance of reviving, which means even more aggro taken off of us during boss fights. Head over and grab the Royal Remains armor set from the NPC that we just defeated. Equip the Royal Remains gloves. Head over to the Twin Maidens and purchase the Memory Stone, which is going to give us an extra spell slot or sorcery slot. We don't have a sorcery for it quite yet, but that will change in the very, very near future.
I don't believe I'm known as D.
Oh, I wasn't talking to you. Do I look like I'm talking to you, D? I'm grumble, grumble. Rest at the table, level up, and you should be able to get 2 levels into intelligence to get it to 26. And with that, we can travel to Agheel Lake North. It's time to up our sorcery game. So we went past it previously. We went to the graveyards and then we went to this grace. We're now actually going to go to the Waypoint Ruins cellar. So make sure it's daytime. If it is nighttime, make sure at the grace to pass the time. It means you do not have to worry about the Dark Rider. He pursues relentlessly. Get a cheeky swing off. Okay, and if you remember, it's over here to the southeast. Ignore the convoy. And I'm going to start stealthing around the right here. And we're going to bop some mini plants before we deal with the big plant. So these are not rot plants like earlier. These are poison plants. Grab the glowstone. There's a mushroom here as well. We should have plenty of mushrooms now for crafting our pots. Come around, and here we go. Womp, womp, womp. Just rocking this. So this is the spell you need to be careful of. You'll see these glowing things on the ground, and that's what it results in. Lots and lots of magic damage. That's a big old poison cloud, if it wasn't obvious enough. Oh, and then deja vu, we get a phone call. Don't worry, I'll be ignoring that, but I do need to silence it. Oh, apologies about that. Not sure how audible that was on the mic, but fantastic song and a great anime. Highly recommend Initial D. Oh, you're still alive. Made sure to get my drink in, so I maximise my flask game. Cured meat. So these items, it's a gold rune one, they're not really that much, but we had to clear the plants. I mean, technically you don't have to clear them. It just makes it easier. Why have I lost my staircase? There it is. To get in here uninterred. So we're going to get in, we're going to summon the militiamen, and then we're going to play Distance and Rocks, our favourite game. Mad Pumpkinhead, we're in a much lower level area now, so you don't have to worry about the Magma Wyrm's ridiculous amount of health. There you go. And as you can see, our skeletons are getting back up, but no need. Thanks, guys. Have a rest to unlock the Waypoint Ruins cellar grace. Open this gate and be met by sorceress SELLEN.
Tarnished, are we? I am. Why are you here?
I want to learn sorcery, please.
Well, but one must. I was exiled as a reviled apostate. You still?
I still want to learn,
Very well,
please.
but I refuse to anticipate.
Give a scroll. Give the Royal House scroll that
Is
we
that a
collected
scroll?
earlier in the last video.
Take very well. I'll be sure to never lose that ink.
And we can study. So what that did is that unlocked these two sorceries, that scroll, Carrion Slicer and Glint Blade Phalanx. I recommend learning both of them for now. It just it increases our capabilities. Carrion Slicer, we've got the Uchi, so we don't need to worry too much. But if you're doing a pure sorcery build, that's one of your bread and butter spells. So add the grace, memorize spell, and I'm going to do Glint Blade Phalanx. If you would rather have Carrion Slicer, if you'd rather attack with pure magic as opposed to using a magic katana, then you're welcome to, but this works for me. Okay, we're now going to head... where are we? Celia. Where is... Bottom of the map. Okay, no, Church of the Plague makes the most sense. Yeah, I've said the Celia Hideaway. Sorry, I'm doubting my notes, and that normally doesn't end well. Where we're actually heading is here for the next map piece. So my notes say take the Celia Hideaway. So we're going to stick with the notes. Oh, if I remember, it's because the church is on a ledge. That might be it. But yeah, as you can see, we're heading southwest to this next map piece. Don't worry about this guy. No, the church is still there. No, I think we could have just gotten to the church perfectly fine. Yeah. Ow. Yeah, we definitely could have gone to the church. Am I right in thinking? Yeah, we have to go through here. Careful here, there is an enemy that's going to spawn in the middle. There it is. Behave, please. Oh, I'm gonna... I did not respect them enough. Normally you can just push past on the horse, but obviously they spawned that little bit further afield. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't spawn in the middle. It's also normally only one of them that spawns. There we go, that's what we're supposed to do. And grab gold rune 4. And after you've crossed, you're looking over here and you'll see these little ledges sticking out conveniently. So we can get down. Grab gold rune 5. And then once the map beacon is here, what you're going to do, you see this little cluster here, start heading down. There's some skeletal enemies around. Ignore them, you're heading for this group of chairs here. Smithing stone, and more importantly what we're looking for is this rune arc. Once you've got that, use your double jump, avoid those. There is a grace around here, I'm not too fussed about it. Oh, got a glowing skull. And what we're going to do is grab, here it is, map of Caelid. Keep, once you get the map, carry on past, try not to trigger that big bird over there, and this is what we're looking for, southeast, for a gold seed. So we're now going to head west. Again, try and avoid the big bird if you can. Once you get to this kind of clumpy white area, head southwest. We're heading for this church here. Now again, grace first. You may get engaged by a giant bird thing, so just make sure you grab the grace so that if you die, your runes are going to be dropped right next to where we want to be. So this is the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. And here we're going to get our first legendary sorcery or incantation. So come here, examine altar, and then Ritual of Dragon Communion. And for 3, you want to get GREYOLL'S ROAR. So the rest of them don't matter. These are all faith and arcane requirements, which we're not going to be using, including the ROAR. We don't want it to equip it, we want it because we need to collect all 7 legendary sorceries and incantations, and this is the first of 7. Grab the cookbook because you can. That was the only item here. And we're now going to travel to the most southern part of our map, Agheel Lake South. There's no gate in that. And we're now going to carry on down the unexplored south. So previously we used this spirit spring. We're not going to use it this time. Can I one-shot you? Yes. So do be careful here. There is a giant ballista. You can just see it there in the middle of this bridge. That, if it wasn't obvious enough, will hurt you significantly. So what we're going to do is we're going to rush past, trigger it, and then while it's reloading, we're going to get in, and we're here on the side, summon our skeletons, and so long as we're on the side, we're not going to have to worry about getting hit by the ballista. Ow! How rude. Get him, Skelly boy. He knocked a skeleton off the edge. How rude. He can't revive from down there. And this one's just going, look at the pretty butterflies. Right, with that defeated, grab a smithing stone on the side, and just before the exit is a stone sword key. And then on exit, we can grab this grace over here, the Bridge of Sacrifice. Oh, apparently my skeleton did come back up. Another one of those cases, make sure it's not nighttime, so we avoid a dark rider. We're now going to carry on. Once we get to the end here, some easy runes that we can pick up. Get glintstone pebble on. We're just gonna stealth our way around and pick off these enemies. And we get our first Beastman tribe. Grab smithing stone 2. Just make sure there is a dog to the right, but we want to grab this gold rune too. This scarab has mighty shot, Ash of War, so nothing important to us. And then up the hill, and then we're going to go wrap around to the left, and you'll see a merchant. That's the sign for our next grace. Castle Morne Rampart. Rest to recharge. Oh yeah. Did I not pick those up? Well, clearly I didn't. Oh well. Worst case, if I'm behind, I'll just pick up a few extra runes from a quick farm. Spirit Spring up. And we want both. Oh, you fool, Drew. You're too busy being distracted. Okay, let's try this again. Spirit Spring up. And you want to go up here. You're going to get one of the better shields of the game from here, the Great Turtle Shell. So downside, it does not give you 100% physical block. It gives you 94. However, upside is it has an effect which boosts your stamina recovery speed. So we're going to use this for a while. Certain enemies we're going to prioritize stamina over the block, other cases the other way around. Right, into our first tower. So these give you memory stones so that we can equip more sorceries. Oh yeah, wolves. You're a thing. However, you're also early game wolves as opposed to later area, which means you are all very squishy. But I want my hot. Thank you. Beast bone. Oh wow, you're being so stingy with your beast bones game. Wow. There we go, beast bones. Right, wolves now dealt with. We're going to come over here and we're going to read Seek 3 wise beasts. And what it means by that is 3 of these turtles. Now these are spirit turtles, so don't worry when you defeat them. I mean, I still feel bad, but you've got to do what you've got to do. We need to defeat all 3 and that will unlock the seal on the door so that we can get our memory stone. So the first one is just behind you. The second one, there you go, you can see that water ripple. That's the invisible one. And then the third one, path to entrance, trees near, oh no, I'm thinking of the next time we have to do it. That's the water. Third one is in the trees next to the entrance. I got confused, so we have to do this later in a different one. And one's hiding on the edge of a cliff. So this will open the rise. We're going to go up the ladder for a memory stone. There we go, we now have 4 sorcery slots. Head back to Castle Morne Rampart. Still not nighttime, so we're still good. Make sure it's not nighttime. Memorize Carrion Slicer. Gives us options. And we're now going to go into another one of those go no stop moments. So once you pass here, once we get to the next map piece, there is an archer just after this. There you go, you can see that. So grab the map. We now want to head up. Want to make sure we grab this golden seed. We can now use this piece of cover over here. Wait till you hear the shot. There you go. And then charge to the next piece of cover. And once we're here, he can't turn around, so we're fine. Up we go. And we now have the Grace Castle Morne lift. Flasks, add charge to flask using 3 gold seeds. Allocate, make sure it's at 4-5. And now we take the lift. Doing this, we're going to get our first legendary armament and our first trophy boss. A nice, easy, weaky boss to get the boss count going. Come around here. Don't worry about this one. The dog you need to be careful of is this one. Want to grab the smithing stone too. We're now going to prioritise dealing with the dogs first. 2 spells, okay. That should be all the dogs. We're now going to deal with beastmen. Thankfully, they're all having a prey. Behave. If they do start to charge at you, if they jump when you hit them, that's going to stun them. That's a corpse. Hopefully I can show you when they jump. Oh. No, I can't show you because he jumped right over me and missed completely. Right, this big un has a lot more health than the others. So I've got my phalanx up. Ow. Just back away. So the phalanx got into him, even though he managed to avoid the first set of rocks. There we go. Now we've dealt with them. Grab a fire grease that we'll never use. Come in here. And there's a chest to the left, which has a claymore inside it. Right. Sneak on down, and you're going to see the start of the Beastmen versus the Guards. War. Do you mind, sirs? Use my physic, which is why I've got this red glow. That's because my charge attacks are being buffed at the moment. Not that we're going to need it. Once you've bopped the dregs, normally the knight gets a hit on them, but not this time. Ignore all the fighting. We're just going to head straight for this ladder. And up we go. Carry on. I don't think there was an item here, that's why it's not in my notes. Drop down onto the tents, that should prevent any fall damage. Worshipping the battle. So these winged enemies are annoying. Don't worry, we're nearly out of grace, so I wouldn't worry too much. Yeah. Sadly, the rest of this castle is actually unnecessary. A lot of this game, like most open world games, a lot of it is subject to you exploring versus doing a platinum. We want to come down here for our next grace. The behind the castle grace. Have a rest. How much do I care about these? How much time do we have? Okay, so I'm gonna try and get my... am I gonna try and get them back? How much do I have to lose right now? Only 3,000, okay. I'm gonna try and get these back, since I'm gonna stop the video at this point. So I'm gonna try and get my runes back. And then go back to behind the castle. And what would be really bad would be the fact that if I die again, I lose the 3,000 and the ones that I'm going out of my way to try and get back. But it's less farming for me if I get this now, so. And it's my own fault. Can't believe I didn't pick them up. There we go. Oh, it was only 1,000 and something. I'm just trying to get out of aggro for the enemies. I'm mashing the map button. There we go. Behind the castle. For some reason I thought it was more runes, which is why I went back. But there you go. This is where you should be, is behind the castle. That was my little detour. And this is where we're going to carry on in the next video to get you your second trophy, finally, which is your first boss-related trophy, which is not going to feel like a boss, because we are massively over-leveled for this section. And we're going to get our first legendary ornament as well. So we'll do that. We're then going to do our first catacombs boss to get our first legendary ash. And then we're actually finally going to defeat the first story boss as well. So next video is going to be at least 2 trophy and achievements and some more legendaries along the way as well. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Sorry about my little death and detour to the bridge. Hopefully you had an easier job of it than I did. I hope you're enjoying following the build and the journey along so far. It's a bit different to some of the other ones out there, and I hope you like that. Offer me any feedback, suggestions, comments, and please, if you've watched this far, it must be worth it. Please drop a like, and if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. It really would mean the world to me. All of you mean the world to me. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.